long before Earth took shape, long before the seas formed or the continents stirred. There was only a silent cloud, a soft, sprawling collection of gas and dust, drifting gently in the vast calm of space. For millions of years, this cosmic cloud lingered undisturbed, floating quietly within one of the many arms of a simple spiral galaxy, the Milky Way. The particles within it moved slowly, their paths crossing now and then in soft collisions that barely disturbed the peace. But even in stillness, change works patiently. Gravity, the universe's gentle sculptor, began its silent work. It drew the particles together in a slow, almost imperceptible pull, a tender embrace that grew stronger over the ages. As the cloud softly contracted, its center warmed, ever so slightly at first. Over time, this warmth grew, a patient heat building quietly within the heart of the forming star. Deep in this silent cradle of creation, hydrogen atoms began fusing in a slow, glowing dance, releasing light and warmth into the darkness. A star was born, not in a sudden burst, but in a slow unfolding, like a flower opening in the calm dawn of a spring morning. Around this newborn sun, the leftover dust and gas lingered, gently stirred by soft currents of radiation and gravity. From these remnants, something new would quietly take shape, small at first, fragile and destined for a long, gentle journey. In the gentle aftermath of the sun's birth, countless particles of dust and ice began a slow, timeless waltz around their glowing center. These particles moved in calm orbits, circling softly, their paths woven by gravity's patient hand. They collided gently at first, tiny contacts that merged dust into pebbles, pebbles into rocks, and rocks into wandering bodies called planetesimals. These early worlds tumbled silently through space, their journeys marked by quiet gathering rather than violent conquest. Over millions of years, one of these wandering bodies grew larger. It swept its path clean, drawing in nearby particles, softly growing heavier with each silent embrace. Gravity pressed its growing mass into a sphere, and within its heart, heat began to stir, heat born from the slow accumulation of ancient collisions. This body, still young and restless, would become Earth. But in its infancy, Earth was far from the peaceful world we know. The young planet glowed softly with internal heat, its surface a shifting sea of molten rock, its sky veiled in a hazy mist of volcanic gases. And yet, even in this fiery youth, the seeds of calm were quietly being sown. From this early chaos, Earth's gentle future awaited, a future shaped by the slow hand of time, by patient forces working in silent harmony. As Earth grew, another silent dance unfolded in its shadow. In those ancient days, the solar system was a crowded place. Planetesimals wandered freely, their paths often crossing in slow, inevitable encounters. One such encounter, soft by cosmic standards, changed Earth forever. A body roughly the size of Mars, drifted quietly toward the young Earth. Their paths met in a silent, titanic collision, not an explosion as we might imagine, but a melding of two worlds, reshaping both in a slow, cataclysmic embrace. The impact gently scattered molten debris into orbit, surrounding Earth in a glowing ring of rock and vapor. Over time, this ring gathered itself together, coalescing softly under gravity's watchful eye. Piece by piece, grain by grain, the moon was born, a quiet companion to Earth's long journey. The moon drifted outward over time, finding its gentle path around its host. Its pull softened Earth's spin, steadied its tilt, and helped shape the slow, rhythmic dance of tides. This silent partner would become an ever-present influence, a quiet guardian of balance in a vast, unfolding story. In this way, Earth and its moon began a shared journey, a patient partnership marked not by drama, but by enduring calm. As the Earth cooled, its molten surface began to harden, slowly, quietly, forming the first thin crust of solid rock. Volcanoes continued to breathe softly, releasing steam and gases into the newborn sky, wrapping the planet in a veil of water vapor, carbon dioxide, and gentle hints of nitrogen. The air thickened over countless millennia, forming an atmosphere, a soft blanket that would cradle the planet and protect it from the silent cold of space. High above, clouds began to form, their droplets condensing gently from the water vapor exhaled by the restless Earth below. And then, as if answering a silent invitation, the rain began to fall, not in sudden storms, but in a slow, unending drizzle that lasted for millions of years. The rain fell upon the cooling rocks, pooling in quiet valleys, gathering in low places, forming the first oceans. A calm, endless basin of water, stirred only by the soft pull of the moon and the gentle breath of the newborn wind. These oceans became Earth's silent heart, a vast, patient reservoir of life-giving water that would, in time, cradle the earliest forms of life. The atmosphere and the seas emerged not in haste, but in gentle stages, layers of air and waves of water built by the soft, persistent work of natural forces unfolding in patient harmony. In the soft cradles of Earth's oceans, beneath a sky slowly clearing, something extraordinary began, not with a sudden spark, but with a quiet, patient unfolding. Simple molecules, carried softly by waves and currents, met in gentle dances of chemistry. Some of these molecules found ways to connect, forming chains, loops, and fragile structures that could, in time, make copies of themselves. These were the first whispers of life, not in bustling colonies, but in solitary strands, drifting softly through the quiet seas. Tiny cells emerged, so small they passed unnoticed in the vast oceans. They lived gently, feeding on simple chemicals, absorbing the soft energy of sunlight, dividing slowly over countless generations. These cells asked for nothing but time, and nature gave it freely. For billions of years, these simple life forms quietly transformed the oceans. Some began to release oxygen, a silent gift that would, in time, reshape the planet's skies. The first life moved with the slowest of rhythms, its progress marked by soft changes so gradual they seemed invisible. Yet these tiny beings carried the quiet promise of everything to come, the silent architects of life's unfolding story. For a long time, the oceans of Earth were quiet realms ruled by simple life. Tiny, single-celled organisms floated gently in the ancient seas, living off the minerals and energy that surrounded them. But some of these cells held a special talent, an ability to quietly capture the sunlight that warmed the surface of the seas. Through a soft process called photosynthesis, these early life forms transformed sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into simple sugars, and with each soft conversion, they released a byproduct that would change the world: oxygen. At first, the oxygen drifted quietly into the seas, dissolving into the water or reacting with the iron-rich rocks below. It took millions of years for this gentle output to begin filling the atmosphere, building slowly, unnoticed, layer by delicate layer. This new breath of oxygen did not arrive with a shout or a storm. It came with quiet persistence, reshaping Earth's environment in the softest of ways. Oxygen allowed new forms of life to emerge, life that could use this new gas to fuel its own growth and movement. Slowly, quietly, the living world expanded its possibilities. In this way, life and Earth's atmosphere formed a gentle partnership, each shaping the other in a silent, enduring dance that continues even now. As the silent breath of oxygen filled the seas and sky, life itself began a slow, patient transformation. For billions of years, cells lived alone, simple creatures drifting independently, each a tiny world unto itself. But somewhere in the quiet oceans, some of these cells began to cooperate. In a slow, natural partnership, certain cells absorbed others, not as food but as companions. These absorbed cells found a home inside larger cells, offering energy in exchange for protection. Over countless generations, this soft relationship grew stronger until the two became inseparable. These new complex cells, known as eukaryotes, carried within them tiny organelles, silent partners that worked gently inside, producing energy and managing life's quiet chemistry. With complexity came new abilities. These cells could grow larger, divide differently, and even begin to form groups, simple colonies of cells working together in peaceful harmony. The emergence of complex cells didn't happen in a rush. It unfolded softly over vast spans of time, each step guided by the gentle pressure of nature's patient selection. From these humble beginnings would rise every complex form of life, each animal, plant, and creature that would one day grace the earth. But for now, they remained quiet inhabitants of the ancient seas, slowly setting the stage for the next chapter of life's story. As complex cells floated softly in the oceans, some began to discover the quiet power of unity. Rather than living alone, certain cells stayed together after dividing. They formed soft clusters, simple sheets, and delicate filaments, early steps toward what would become multicellular life. These tiny communities offered gentle advantages. Working together, cells could share the tasks of living. Some specialized in moving, others in feeding, and still others in protecting the group. Each cell played its part, not in competition, but in calm cooperation. Over millions of years, these gentle alliances grew more complex. Simple colonies became organized tissues. Tissues formed simple bodies. The first multicellular organisms appeared, not grand or fierce, but soft-bodied creatures that swam or drifted gently in the seas. Sponges, soft corals, and jelly-like beings quietly explored new ways of living, their forms shaped by the soft currents and tides. They filtered water, absorbed nutrients, and shared space in a peaceful coexistence with the world around them. Life's silent symphony grew richer, its harmonies deepening with each gentle innovation. The rise of multicellular life marked a soft turning point, a quiet unfolding of complexity that would, in time, give rise to the vast diversity of life on Earth. While life stirred gently in the oceans, the surface of the Earth moved in its own patient rhythm. Beneath the solid crust, the planet's mantle flowed slowly, like soft currents within a hidden sea. Driven by the gentle heat from Earth's core, these currents moved the vast plates of the crust, shifting them over millions of years. Land masses drifted quietly apart, only to move slowly back together in a long, deliberate dance. Continents joined and separated in cycles that played out over hundreds of millions of years, cycles so slow they passed unnoticed in the moment, yet shaped the face of the planet. At times, the continents gathered into single, massive supercontinents, vast, silent expanses of land surrounded by endless oceans. These supercontinents formed softly, over eons, their birth and breakup written gently into the rocks and mountains they left behind. As land masses moved, they shaped the climate, redirected ocean currents, and created new habitats for life's gentle unfolding. The slow drift of continents stirred the Earth's surface, carving mountains, opening seas, and quietly influencing the world in ways both subtle and profound. The continents never rested, their soft movement a patient reminder that even the largest things on Earth change with time. For billions of years, life moved at a slow, measured pace, simple creatures drifting gently in the seas, changing so gradually that the world remained a quiet place. But then, in the soft dawn of a new era, life seemed to awaken. About 540 million years ago, in an event known softly as the Cambrian explosion, multicellular life began to flourish with new forms, shapes, and ways of living. This was no sudden blast of change, but rather a gentle unfolding over millions of years, a blossoming of diversity that painted the oceans with life's quiet creativity. New creatures with shells, exoskeletons, and segmented bodies appeared, each adapting softly to its environment. Worms burrowed in the seabed. Trilobites crawled along the ocean floor. Simple fish-like beings swam in silent schools. The soft emergence of eyes, limbs, and specialized organs allowed life to explore new ways of moving, sensing, and living. The underwater world grew more vibrant, not with noise or violence, but with the peaceful spread of new forms gently adapting to their surroundings. The Cambrian period wasn't an explosion in the loud sense, but a quiet flourishing, a soft chorus of life expanding into the vastness of the oceans, each species a silent participant in nature's unfolding story. For countless ages, life remained gently cradled by the seas, protected by the soft embrace of water, nourished by the calm currents, and shielded from the harshness of open air. But slowly, life began to explore new frontiers. The earliest pioneers were simple plants, quiet, green organisms that ventured toward the shorelines. They did not march boldly but crept softly, inching onto damp sands and muddy banks. These first land plants absorbed water directly from the moist soil, relying on gentle rains and tides to sustain them. Over time, plants develop slender roots and delicate structures to draw water from the ground. They learn to capture sunlight through soft, broad leaves and to protect themselves with thin, waxy coatings. With each quiet adaptation, they moved further inland. The presence of plants gently transformed the land. Their roots held soil in place, their leaves softened the air, and their silent presence invited other life to follow. In the shadows of these early forests, simple invertebrates, soft-bodied worms, tiny insects, began their cautious journey onto land. They moved gently, seeking nourishment among the fallen leaves and damp undergrowth. This slow expansion marked a quiet revolution. The land, once barren and silent, became a place where life could thrive, a soft, living world unfolding gently under the watchful sky. As plants continued their quiet spread across the land, they grew taller, stronger, and more diverse. What began as simple mosses and ferns blossomed into vast forests, silent, green worlds rising gently toward the sky. These ancient forests did not appear overnight. They grew softly over millions of years, their trees reaching ever higher in slow, patient competition for sunlight. Their roots spread gently beneath the soil, weaving a living network that held the land together. Forests transformed the planet in silent, profound ways. They absorbed carbon dioxide from the air, released oxygen, and shaped the climate with their gentle breath. Their fallen leaves created soft layers of soil, nourishing the earth beneath them. The forests became home to countless quiet creatures, tiny insects, early amphibians, and the first small reptiles. These beings moved gently among the roots and shadows, living in a soft harmony with the world around them. In the gentle shade of these forests, life found new ways to thrive. The air grew richer, the land more fertile, and the planet's face softened with the calm beauty of endless green. The quiet reign of the first forests marked a peaceful turning point in Earth's story, a reminder that even the mightiest transformations begin with gentle, patient growth. Time moved forward as it always does, in soft, patient steps. From the calm beginnings of forests and simple creatures came the age of the reptiles, a slow, steady rise that would shape Earth's story for millions of years. The first reptiles were small, cautious creatures that moved gently through the dense undergrowth. But over time, they grew larger, stronger, and more adapted to life on land. Some evolved into the great reptiles that would one day quietly rule the ancient Earth. The age of the dinosaurs did not arrive in a roar, but in a slow, unfolding drama of life's adaptability. They filled every niche, some lumbering gently across plains, others moving softly through forests, still others gliding silently through the air or swimming beneath the calm surfaces of ancient seas. Despite their size and strength, the reign of the dinosaurs was marked not by constant struggle, but by the patient unfolding of natural life cycles. They lived, thrived, and faded gently over millions of years, adapting quietly to the changing world around them. Their silent footsteps echoed softly through Earth's ancient landscapes, an era of quiet majesty, where life's creativity was on full, gentle display. The age of reptiles reminds us that even the largest, most awe-inspiring creatures arise from nature's soft, persistent touch. The history of life on Earth is not a single story, but a collection of quiet chapters, eras that flow gently into one another over the vast span of time. Some eras ended softly, as climates shifted and habitats changed. Others faded more abruptly, marked by silent extinctions that reshaped the living world. But even these endings unfolded in nature's slow, patient rhythm. Mass extinctions, though sudden in geological terms, played out over thousands of years. They whispered of change rather than shouted of destruction. The age of the great reptiles, too, passed quietly into memory, its end brought not by a single event, but by a series of soft, interconnected changes. In the aftermath, new life emerged, mammals that moved softly beneath the shadows of ancient trees, birds that carried the quiet legacy of their reptilian ancestors into the open skies. The passing of eras serves as a gentle reminder that nature's story is ever-changing. Life adapts, transforms, and flows forward, always moving gently toward new beginnings. Through all these soft transitions, Earth remained a patient stage, a world shaped by quiet forces, steady rhythms, and the soft persistence of time. As the age of the great reptiles faded softly into history, the mammals began their quiet ascent. For millions of years, mammals lived in the gentle shadows, small, soft-footed creatures that scurried through the underbrush, nestled in burrows, or glided silently from tree to tree. They thrived in the quiet spaces left behind, adapting softly to a changing world. Mammals carried within them a gentle resilience. They could regulate their body temperature, care for their young, and survive in diverse environments. These quiet advantages allowed them to grow, to spread, and to gently take hold of the Earth's varied landscapes. In time, some grew larger, others faster. Some adapted to swim in silent seas, while others learned to climb or run. The mammalian world expanded softly, filling the forests, plains, and oceans with new life. One small branch of this quiet family tree would eventually give rise to primates, creatures with nimble hands, thoughtful eyes, and the gentle spark of curiosity. The rise of mammals wasn't marked by sudden dominance, but by a slow, patient spread, a soft unfolding of nature's gentle creativity across the vast canvas of the world. From the soft shadows of the forests and plains, a new branch of life began its gentle ascent. Early humans did not appear suddenly. Their story unfolded softly over hundreds of thousands of years, shaped by patient adaptation and quiet resilience. They walked upright on the open savannas, moved slowly through dense woodlands, and gathered in small, close-knit groups. At first, these early humans lived simply, gathering fruits, roots, and nuts, moving with the quiet rhythms of the seasons. They learned to shape simple tools from stone, not in haste, but through soft, thoughtful practice. Each small discovery built upon the last, carried gently from one generation to the next. They learned the quiet art of cooperation, hunting together, sharing food, caring for the young and the old. Their survival depended not on strength alone, but on the soft bonds of community and the silent understanding passed between them. Over time, their minds grew curious. They painted on cave walls, left quiet marks on stone, and began to tell stories, soft echoes of thoughts and dreams shared around gentle fires beneath the stars. The emergence of humankind was a quiet unfolding, a soft journey of learning, adapting, and slowly stepping forward into a wider world. As humans moved gently across the landscapes of Earth, some began to pause, settling softly beside rivers, fertile plains, and quiet valleys. The first settlements were small clusters of simple homes made from mud, stone, or woven branches. They grew slowly, shaped by the soft rhythms of planting and harvesting, gathering and sharing. People learned to grow crops in the rich soil, tend to gentle animals, and store food for the seasons ahead. Villages formed, not with grand designs, but with the natural flow of community life. Paths worn by soft footsteps connected homes. Markets emerged where neighbors exchanged goods, ideas, and quiet greetings. With settlement came new ways of living, more stable, more connected. The soft art of pottery, weaving, and tool-making grew alongside farming and herding. These skills were shared in gentle teaching, passed from hand to hand in a quiet tradition. Settlements became places of belonging, a soft anchoring in the world. They allowed families and communities to grow, to care for one another, and to build lives shaped by patience, cooperation, and the slow unfolding of shared experience. In these gentle beginnings, the roots of human civilization took hold, nurtured not by conquest, but by quiet, daily acts of creation and care. As settlements grew and human communities gently intertwined, something remarkable began to take shape, a soft, collective endeavor we now call civilization. The first civilizations arose along riverbanks where fertile lands provided quiet abundance. The Nile, the Tigris and Euphrates, the Indus, and the Yellow River. Here, people worked together to manage water, cultivate crops, and build shared spaces. Cities emerged slowly from the heart of these fertile regions. They became centers of trade, learning, and quiet governance. Temples, markets, and workshops grew along soft, winding streets. Knowledge passed gently between hands, written on clay tablets, carved into stone, or spoken in careful whispers. Artisans shaped metal, potters crafted vessels, weavers created fabrics. Builders raised walls and homes, often working together in calm cooperation. Civilization grew not from loud conquest alone, but from the quiet, persistent work of countless individuals shaping their shared world. Writing systems appeared, soft marks on clay, papyrus, or stone, preserving stories, laws, and knowledge. These early records allowed wisdom to move softly across generations, binding communities with a shared memory. The calm birth of civilization was not a single event, but a slow unfolding, a collective journey marked by patience, creativity, and the gentle weaving of human lives into something great. As human communities grew, they began to reach softly beyond their homelands, sharing goods, ideas, and quiet wisdom with distant lands. Trade routes formed naturally along rivers, across seas, and overland paths. Merchants traveled slowly, carrying silks, spices, metals, and stories. These journeys were not rushed. They moved with the soft rhythms of seasons, weather, and the patient march of caravans. Along these paths, knowledge flowed. Farmers shared techniques for growing crops. Artisans exchanged methods for crafting goods. Thinkers shared gentle philosophies, and storytellers carried the soft echoes of distant lands. Empires rose, not always with conquest, but often through trade, alliances, and quiet cultural exchange. Borders shifted softly over generations. Languages blended gently, traditions merged, and ideas traveled farther than armies ever could. The soft spread of knowledge enriched the human world, introducing art, science, mathematics, and new ways of understanding nature. Libraries were built, scholars gathered, and schools opened their doors to patient learners. This peaceful diffusion of knowledge, became a silent thread that connected humanity. A gentle web of shared understanding stretched softly across continents and centuries. Through wars and peace, through rises and falls, human civilization moved gently toward the modern age, not in a rush, but with the slow accumulation of experience and quiet discovery. The Renaissance brought a soft renewal of art, science, and thought, an age where curiosity blossomed in quiet studies and calm workshops. Explorers sailed softly into unknown seas, expanding the edges of the known world not with haste, but with wonder. The scientific revolution followed, a patient unfolding of inquiry, experiments, and gentle questioning of the world. Knowledge grew in laboratories and libraries, carried forward by thinkers who moved carefully, step by step. The Industrial Revolution came later, introducing new tools, machines, and ways of life. Though it changed societies swiftly, even this era unfolded over generations, shaped by countless quiet innovations and soft shifts in daily life. The march toward the modern age has always been a story of patience, of individuals building on the gentle work of those who came before, of societies adapting softly to change, and of humanity moving forward in small, steady steps. In this calm progression, humanity reached new heights, never forgetting the silent strength of resilience, cooperation, and gentle curiosity. As human societies grew, so did the soft desire to understand the world, not through myth alone, but through observation, quiet questioning, and careful thought. The early philosophers and thinkers watched the skies, traced the movement of stars, and studied the natural world with patient eyes. They asked soft questions. Why do the seasons change? How do plants grow? What lies beyond the visible horizon? In ancient Greece, China, India, and the Arab world, scholars began to gather knowledge not to dominate, but to comprehend. They measured shadows, mapped the heavens, and explored the silent workings of nature. This gentle dawn of scientific curiosity was marked by quiet reflection and steady patience. Knowledge passed slowly from teacher to student, from scroll to parchment, each insight a soft thread woven into the growing fabric of understanding. Rather than racing for answers, early scientists worked with a calm dedication, seeking harmony with the world's rhythms and laws. The scientific spirit was born not in a rush, but in the soft persistence of those who dared to wonder and to quietly seek the truth. As curiosity grew, so too did the gentle desire to explore beyond familiar horizons. The great voyages of discovery began not with conquest in mind, but often with soft questions. What lies across the seas, beyond the mountains, on the other side of the known world? Sailors set out on calm waters, guided by the stars and the soft pull of the wind. They carried with them the hopes of new connections, the quiet promise of shared knowledge, and the gentle bravery of stepping into the unknown. Some journeys brought distant lands together, Others opened the soft exchange of goods, cultures, and ideas. Though history holds tales of conflict, many voyages were quiet crossings, moments of contact where language, art, and simple kindness were shared between peoples. Exploration became a peaceful thread in humanity's story, a slow, unfolding map of our world drawn with each gentle step forward. The world grew smaller, not through domination, but through understanding, trade, and the soft reach of human curiosity. In these quiet journeys, the earth revealed more of its gentle beauty, a reminder that discovery need not shout, but can come softly, with open hands and patient hearts. As explorers charted new lands and seas, another quiet revolution unfolded, a deeper understanding of the natural world itself. Naturalists and scholars began to study plants, animals, and the gentle patterns of nature with patient attention. They traveled softly through forests, along rivers and across plains, recording their observations with care and wonder. They noticed how species adapted to their surroundings, how the seasons shaped life, and how ecosystems worked together in delicate harmony. With each quiet study, humanity's understanding of life's interconnectedness grew. One of the most gentle yet profound insights came from the study of evolution, a soft recognition that life changes over time, shaped by natural forces and quiet adaptation. This understanding did not diminish the wonder of life but deepened it, revealing the patient artistry of nature. The calm growth of natural understanding taught humanity to see the world not as a resource to conquer, but as a living tapestry woven through time, a tapestry of which we are quietly a part. This gentle awakening continues to inspire, reminding us that nature's soft rhythms offer wisdom, peace, and quiet beauty to those who take the time to notice. Throughout the long journey of Earth's history, the soft bonds of human connection have shaped our world in profound, lasting ways. Families, tribes, and communities have always moved together, not just for survival, but for the quiet comfort of belonging. These bonds grew into cultures, societies, and shared traditions passed gently from one generation to the next. Language served as a soft bridge between hearts and minds, a way to share stories, wisdom, and gentle laughter. Over time, languages wove together into rich tapestries of human expression, linking people across distances and ages. Art, music, and poetry flowed softly through these connections, offering solace, joy, and reflection. They spoke to the deepest parts of the human heart, reminding us of our shared hopes, fears, and gentle dreams. Even in times of conflict, the soft power of connection endured. Acts of kindness, moments of understanding, and shared dreams quietly transcended borders and differences. The bonds we build with one another, through friendship, love, and shared experience, are the silent threads that hold humanity together, allowing us to move gently forward on this shared journey through time. Through all of history, Earth has remained a patient companion, a silent guardian providing air, water, food, and a gentle home for life to flourish. Humans, in turn, have formed a quiet relationship with the planet. At times, we've honored this bond with care, tending the land, nurturing the forests, and living in harmony with nature's soft rhythms. At other times, we've forgotten this gentle balance, taking more than the earth could quietly give. Yet always, the possibility for peaceful coexistence remains. From ancient farmers who learned to work gently with the seasons, to modern conservationists seeking to protect nature's fragile beauty, humanity has long walked softly upon the earth, even when we've stumbled. This quiet relationship teaches a simple truth. The planet does not ask for domination, but for respect. It thrives not under control, but under careful stewardship. When we move gently, harvesting thoughtfully, building mindfully, and honoring nature's rhythms, we live in a soft partnership with the world. In this calm understanding lies hope, a hope that humanity can continue its journey in quiet harmony with the earth, ensuring that its soft beauty endures for generations to come. In recent centuries, human connection has gently expanded beyond borders, oceans, and languages, woven together by the soft threads of trade, travel, and shared ideas. What began as small exchanges along ancient trade routes grew into a quiet network of global interaction. Ships crossed calm seas carrying goods, stories, and culture. Letters traveled slowly by hand, then swiftly by rail, and later floated unseen through the airwaves of modern communication. Though history remembers grand events and loud declarations, the deeper story of global connection is written in soft moments. Friendships formed across continents, quiet collaborations in science and art, and the silent sharing of knowledge between people separated by oceans. The rise of global connection didn't erase differences, but gently highlighted the shared hopes and dreams that unite humanity. Families welcomed strangers, cities opened markets, and artists found kindred spirits in distant lands. This gentle interweaving of cultures continues to shape the world, not through force, but through the soft power of curiosity, compassion, and the simple desire to understand one another. Amidst the louder echoes of history's conflicts, there have always been calm voices, whispers of peace, soft calls for reflection, and gentle appeals for understanding. Philosophers, spiritual leaders, and ordinary people have long reminded humanity of the quiet strength found in kindness, patience, and compassion. These voices spoke not with demands, but with calm words that invited reflection and gentle change. Movements for peace often began softly, in simple conversations, shared meals, or small acts of courage. They grew through the quiet persistence of people willing to listen, to forgive, and to stand gently together. The voices of peace have shown that even the smallest actions, a soft word, a thoughtful gesture, can ripple outward, touching lives and shaping history in subtle, lasting ways. Throughout the story of Earth, these gentle voices have offered a reminder. Progress is not measured only by invention or conquest, but by the soft, enduring impact of empathy, cooperation, and quiet hope. As humanity advanced, it brought great changes to the earth, some gentle, others less so. Cities grew, machines hummed softly, and lights flickered across the land and sea. Human creativity flourished in art, science, medicine, and technology, weaving a tapestry of innovation that touched every corner of life. Yet, with this progress came a silent cost. The soft balance of nature was altered by industry's quiet reach. Forests gave way to fields and cities. Rivers changed their course. The air and seas absorbed the gentle, unseen footprints of human activity. The impact of progress was not always loud or immediate. It arrived in quiet shifts, in rising seas, in warming winds, in the soft decline of fragile species. The earth responded, not in anger, but with the patient language of natural change. Yet hope remains. Humanity's quiet awareness of its impact has grown. Gentle efforts to heal, protect, and restore the planet continue with patient dedication. The story of progress is not only one of consumption, but of reflection, a growing understanding that the softest, most lasting advances are those made in harmony with the earth itself. Today, humanity stands in a soft moment of reflection, a time to consider its place within the quiet story of Earth. Around the world, people are listening more closely to the silent rhythms of nature. They are planting trees, protecting animals, cleaning rivers, and choosing ways of living that honor the gentle balance of the planet. Communities gather softly to learn, to teach, and to share wisdom. Scientists collaborate across borders, artists inspire with visions of peace, and teachers guide the next generation with patient care. Technology, once seen only as a tool for growth, is being gently reshaped into a means for healing and understanding. Renewable energy, sustainable farming, and conservation efforts speak softly of humanity's capacity for mindful change. The awakening to a shared future is not a grand event. It is a quiet unfolding. It grows in daily choices, in small acts of kindness toward the earth and each other. This gentle shift reminds us that our story is still being written, softly shaped by the hands of those who choose care over haste, empathy over division, and hope over fear. As we look back on the long, silent journey of Earth, we see a story not of sudden moments, but of soft, enduring rhythms. The planet formed in quiet patience. Life emerged with gentle persistence. Civilizations rose, grew, and connected softly across the oceans of time. Through all these chapters, one thread remains: the silent strength of slow, thoughtful change. Earth continues its calm rotation beneath the stars. The seas whisper to the shores. The forests breathe gently. Life moves softly in its endless dance of birth, growth, and renewal. And within this quiet story, humanity holds a special place, not as conqueror, but as a humble participant in a much larger, gentle narrative. We are part of this world's unfolding, a quiet presence invited to listen, to care, and to move softly through the ages. May we always remember the peaceful lessons Earth teaches. That patience brings growth, that small acts shape great futures, and that in the soft rhythms of time we find our truest harmony. Throughout its quiet history, Earth has softly offered lessons to those who choose to listen. The mountains speak of patience, rising and eroding over millions of years, never hurried, always present. The rivers teach persistence, carving paths gently through stone, shaping valleys with silent determination. The forests whisper of renewal, growing, falling, and growing again in soft cycles of life. Every leaf, every grain of sand, every softly falling raindrop carries a quiet wisdom, reminders of nature's gentle way of unfolding. From the smallest ant building its home to the vast migration of birds following ancient paths across the sky, life moves with calm purpose, in tune with the silent rhythms of the world. These lessons are not hidden, nor are they forced upon us. They are offered freely, waiting patiently for those who pause to notice. In embracing these silent teachings, humanity finds a deeper understanding, not of dominance over nature, but of partnership, of quiet respect, and of living in harmony with the timeless flow of life on Earth. Beneath our feet lies the quiet record of Earth's long story, written softly in layers of stone, in the silent fossils of ancient creatures, in the gentle folds of the landscape shaped by time. Geologists, paleontologists, and historians have learned to read these soft echoes, deciphering the quiet language of the Earth's past. They find in rocks the patient record of drifting continents, of ancient seas, of climates that changed softly over eons. Fossils tell of creatures long gone, of silent worlds once vibrant with life. Each bone, each imprint in stone, is a gentle reminder of life's endurance and transformation. These echoes do not shout from the past, they whisper, softly inviting us to understand the vastness of time and the fleeting nature of a single human life within it. In these ancient remnants, we are reminded that the Earth's story is not separate from our own. We walk upon a planet whose memory stretches back through silent ages, a world that carries within it the soft echoes of all that has come before. As we reflect on the story of Earth, we also look quietly outward, toward the gentle wonder of the universe that surrounds our home. The stars, scattered softly across the night sky, shine with ancient light, their soft glow a silent testament to the vastness of space and time. The galaxies drift gently apart in the silent expansion of the cosmos, moving in rhythms too slow for human eyes to see. Telescopes peer into this quiet immensity, capturing images of distant worlds, calm nebulae, and the soft birthplaces of stars. These glimpses do not diminish Earth's significance. They gently remind us of its unique beauty amid the silent grandeur of the universe. The vastness of space holds not fear, but a soft invitation, a reminder of the endless possibilities, the quiet potential for discovery, and the gentle realization of how connected all things truly are. In this calm understanding, we find comfort. The universe moves slowly, with patience, in a quiet harmony that echoes the peaceful unfolding of life on our small, precious planet. Life on Earth has faced gentle beginnings, quiet triumphs, and soft trials across the ages. Mass extinctions came and went, reshaping the world in silent waves. Yet life endured, adapted, thrived again, always finding new ways to express itself in the soft unfolding of time. The resilience of life is a quiet wonder. From tiny microbes to towering trees, from silent sea creatures to gentle giants on land, life's story is one of persistence, creativity, and silent strength. Even now, in the face of new challenges, life continues its soft song, renewing forests, filling oceans, and thriving in places untouched and unexpected. This resilience is not loud. It does not demand attention. It moves gently through the world, reminding us that strength is often found in the quiet ability to endure, to adapt, and to grow anew. In celebrating this resilience, we honor not just life itself, but the soft, enduring spirit that makes Earth a living, breathing sanctuary amid the silent stars. As this calm journey through the story of Earth comes gently to a close, we are left with a soft invitation to wonder, to reflect, and to walk gently upon the world we call home. Earth's story is not finished. It unfolds each day, in every gentle sunrise, in every quiet wave that laps against the shore, in every silent root that reaches deeper into the soil. We are a part of this unfolding, a single thread in the vast, soft tapestry of life and time. Our actions, our choices, our quiet moments of care all weave into the story yet to be told. This is not a call for urgency, but for calm awareness, a peaceful reminder that even the smallest act of kindness, the softest touch upon the earth, becomes part of its enduring legacy. May we carry forward the gentle wisdom of this journey. May we listen to the silent lessons of nature. May we walk softly, live gently, and honor the quiet wonder of our shared world. And in that soft embrace, may we find peace today and for all the silent tomorrows yet to come.